Well, welcome to the Lair, where we talk all things Wildcat football. I'm joined by Luke Davis,
Back in the Lair.
Very gifted announcer who keeps us going on game day, and I'm LB Graham.
Way too kind.
Way too kind, of course. And we're here to talk about the Westminster team, and in this kind of first video we're making, we want to do a little bit of an introduction as we get ready for a new season. And I think the first thing to say is we're talking about a program that the last couple of years has enjoyed real success.
Very much.
Two teams the last 2 years that have gone deep into the playoffs, made it all the way to the state quarterfinals, and there's a lot to build on there.
Yes, and we've had a lot of that type of success. A lot of our fans have been doing the Go for Happy dance from Caddyshack, but so one thing that we need to do is not take it for granted. We've got a great coaching staff, making sure that we do not, but the most impressive thing about this with who we're losing, with who we've got coming on to fill those gaps, is the winning attitude that the coaches have really instilled. And that's the behind-the-scenes stuff that you really don't see front and center, because we've graduated from a team that's just sort of is maintaining and building a program, but there's a difference between doing that and getting to the point where I think we're in the area now of a team that just doesn't know how to lose games. And that's an exciting thing to see when the team takes on that attitude.
And when, of course, you talk about building a program and you talk about sustaining success, of course, what's on a lot of people's minds when you talk about a new season is the seniors that have graduated and kind of key losses. And, of course, on the offensive side of the ball, we're very fortunate that there haven't been many changes. Right. We had Joby Seitz, who started at center most of the year, and Brendan Bognar at quarterback, of course. But most of the other offensive players are back. And on the defensive side of the ball, though, we have a lot of seniors that we lost. We lost most of our offensive line, if not all of it. I mean, our defensive line, right, with Justin and at the end of the year, Mundorf and Becker and others who were playing there, and we've lost Weston and Miller and outside linebacker and Eamon Kerr back in the secondary. So a lot of turnover on the defense.
A great deal of turnover, but we expect Evan Johnson to come in and pick up where Brennan left off, and he's got a lot of weapons behind him.
At quarterback.
At quarterback, yes, and he's got a lot of weapons on the wide receiver end of things. Steve Webb running the ball very effectively, over 1,200 yards last year. So I think what we've got is, even with someone new coming in at quarterback, just how everything is loaded around him, setting him up for success, and the defensive side of things too. We've got your son Tom on the defensive line. We've got Connor Hoffenrichter coming in on outside linebacker, the secondary inside linebacker, excuse me. But and we've got Zach Hughes, we've got Drew Melaragno to Shepard, who is playing out there in the secondary. So it's a very solid core of folks.
So in those different layers of the defense side of the ball, there are some anchors with some experience that hopefully can help bring together the new players on defense.
Oh, exactly. And I think one thing to keep in mind is on offense, a lot of the people who may not have necessarily been starters last year have game experience. And we'll see that grow on the defensive side of things next year as well.
And I think one of the things we can say from the past and recent successes, we have a coaching staff who clearly adapts to the skill, the guys that they have. They go from Brett Bond, who's very much a running quarterback or likes to run, to Brendan, who that was not his strength or not his first choice. And so they've shown an ability to adapt and prepare the kids for success.
The ability to improvise is really what is very impressive about this coaching staff, and that plays in very well when you think about your opponents. Because if we can play one way for Brett Bond, one way for Brendan Bognar, and another way for Evan Johnson, whoever's playing quarterback, then I think what you've got is, when you think about our opponents, they don't know what to prepare for. So that's very exciting from a Westminster perspective as we broach into this season.
Because some schools really do become kind of a system school where you know exactly what they're going to do.
You know they're running the 3-4, the 5-2, or whatever. Yes.
Well, again, we're very excited about this coming year, and there's a lot of reason to be optimistic.
Yes.
There's going to be another good year, and we're excited to see it unfold.
Absolutely. Let's get them.
All right, let's get them.